All right, I have the privilege of introducing our speaker for the weekend. I met Michael about 3 years ago. We were having an event at PCC, a water slide. Some of you might remember. And Michael brought some students from another church in Pflugerville to join us. And so that was the first time we had met. You guys are in for a real treat, and I'm really happy to introduce our speaker, Michael Lawson.
You may know how to love. You may know how to be kind. You may know how to be patient. But unless you actually exercise those characteristics, you are absolutely none of those things. See, it's not enough to know how to love or how to be kind. Because when you are tested, you are unkind, unloving, you're impatient. All you have is knowledge, and you're absolutely none of those things, so you're actually fooling yourself. Not being all in means that you are divided. You're either all in or you're not. You're either undivided or you're divided. So I have a question. What does it mean to be undivided and all in for Christ's sake to the glory of God? Remember, this weekend is all about being what?
Undivided.
Undivided. Oh, this is going to go great. So as we think about this from God's point of view, do not love the world or the things in the world. But here's the thing. John is using the term world to reference the fallen, man-centered system. It's not a reference to the planet or the material things, because it's impossible for our focus to be on the Father's will if we love the way this world operates and it's controlled by sin. So let me say that again. It is impossible to do the Father's will if we love the way this world operates and it's controlled by sin. This look for you and me in our everyday walk with the Lord in this world. How should that look? How should it look to be all in and what?
Undivided.
In this world, in our everyday walk with the Lord. I grew up in a time where my mom and dad, well actually it was my mom, she would always tell me, be very careful when you go out of the house because you represent me and your dad. Do not go out in the streets acting a fool. That stuck with me forever. But for us as Christians, it's more than that. We have a responsibility to live righteously before God and before man. What you do matters because somebody is looking at you as their idea of what it is to be a Christian, because they may not know. And if you profess to be a Christian, we must set the right example. Here's what Paul is telling us through the power of the Holy Spirit. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed. This is literally telling us, do not be consumed and turned into a product of this world, but be transformed by what? The renewing of your mind. Somebody or something is going to win the battle for your mind. Question is, who's it going to be? Is it going to be God the Father, power of the Holy Spirit, renewing your mind so that you can be transformed? Or will you do the exact opposite and be conformed to this world? But that's not what the Bible tells us. Let's start that again. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what the will of God is for your life, that which is perfect, good, and acceptable. Does anybody know what the will of God is for their life? This is going to be a great weekend to start digging into that. You see, what Paul is telling us is that we are to abandon, get rid of our chase for pleasure, possessions, and status. And really what he's telling us is stop acting like everyone else. We're different. God has literally yanked you out and set you apart. So we should start acting like it. Only God knows the heart of a man and a woman. But the evidence of a saved and transformed life is one who does not imitate evil, stays away from violence, revenge, and hate. They show forgiveness, love, compassion, and honesty. And God bless you all.